Hello there. Hi, everyone from Taipei. Glad you could join me here. I'm just outside of Dihua Street, which is a big place for residents of Taipei to come to buy all their treats and snacks. Hey, how are you? How are you? And I'm going to take a walk through here. It's still, flip the camera. It's maybe still a few days early before the big rush that starts here a couple of weeks before Lunar New Year, or as some people call it, Chinese New Year. So I wanted to come down here, scope from here, show you what it's like now, and then in a few days I'll come back and you'll be able to see just absolutely how crazy and insane this place gets before Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year here in Taipei. So thank you so much for joining me. It's John Sabo, FarEastAdvTravl, live from Taipei, Taiwan. This is Dihua Street. If you've read anything about Taiwan or Taipei, this always comes up in the guidebooks because it's a very important place here, mainly for a couple of weeks out of the year, but the rest of the year it sells a lot of specialty foods down here, some clothing, Chinese medicine stores, traditional medicine stores here, and it's one of the oldest streets in Taipei. There's buildings here that are hundreds of years old, from various different regimes and dynasties. So it's a very historic place, and it gets really crazy before New Year because they open up all these different booths down here, and they sell lots of traditional snacks and treats for the New Year that people like to stock up on. So I hope I've got you here. I'm not seeing, oh, there, great. Just going to take a walk down here. It's definitely not, business is not picking up yet. They've installed a lot of these shelters here for extra booths to get put up. So I am going to come back here in a couple of weeks and show you what it's like. It's a complete difference. If you want to see now, you can go, excuse me, you can actually go to my website, FarEastAdvTravl.com. UA, and there's a podcast that I did here last year, video podcast, so you can check out now what it looks like. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I somebody said this to me yesterday. You don't do a lot of periscopes. When you do them, they really like them, and I really apologize for not being on more, but I really feel like when I come on to do periscope, I want to add something of real value to people. I just don't want to come on and say, hey, I'm having a coffee here, I'm trying this new thing, I'm going for a walk. I don't know if that's a lot of value. I know some people like watching periscopes like that, but personally, I don't think there's a whole lot of value in that, and people have very little time these days, and their time's precious. So I think when I do these things, I like to offer a lot of value, like really show you something, and make it interesting. So I do apologize for not coming on more. I will be on more. The other thing is, it's been absolutely raining like crap here in Taipei, and so I haven't been able to get outside a lot. I came down here yesterday to scope things out and have a coffee, and it was I was going to do a periscope here yesterday, and it started raining, and I didn't have my waterproof case with me. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and you can share the broadcast if you like. It'd be great. It's just a swipe left to right on iOS or up and down on Android. I think that's how you still do it, or you can just tap that little person in the corner, the right corner there, and share that way. That would be really cool. I'm not sure what time of the day it is for you, but please give me a shout out where you are. You're waiting for ice snowstorm of 2016. Oh, that's very interesting. Well, we're supposed to get some of the coldest weather in over 10 years here in the next couple of days. It's going to get below 10 degrees here in northern Taiwan, and that doesn't sound too cold, I'm sure, especially to people on the east coast of the United States, or in Canada, or in Europe for that matter. But here, 10 with the damp weather, it feels more like 0. So, this is a semi-tropical place. The northern part of the island, the southern part of the island is tropical. So, you know, people here just aren't prepared for this. I mean, many buildings don't have central heating. Minneapolis, 10:10 p.m. Well, hello, Minneapolis. Hey, give me a shout out where you are in the world, too. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Egg roll?
Yeah.
Oh, they look good. Look good.
Peanuts.
Peanuts. These are peanuts. Oh, neat. I'm just doing a video right now. I guess so. Thank you. 谢谢, 谢谢. So that's one of the snacks that they sell here. It's Taipei, by the way. Hello, India. Yeah, give me a shout out where you are. I'd love to say hi to you wherever you are in the world. I know get people from all over checking us out here in Taipei. Balmy 15 degrees. Well, you know, I was in India just a few weeks ago, and it was average day was 30 in South India, and just humid as stink. Hey, North Carolina. Glad you could join me. And it's a little chilly here now for us. I mean, I've got a down jacket on and a sweater, and I'm okay. I'll probably get a little bit hot walking around. Hey, Tim. Hey, man. So nice to see you again. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Hello. Ni hao. Just saying hi to some school kids there. Hello. Hello. And these are all the snacks that they sell here. People come down and buy for New Year's. I say Lunar New Year because some people in Taiwan, they don't really like the phrase Chinese New Year. Some people don't care. And there's some people that kind of like, well, we're Taiwan, we're not China. So I just gotten used to saying Lunar New Year, and they don't say Chinese New Year to each other. So it is Lunar New Year, yeah, I know there's some idiots out there, isn't there? And anyways, it's easy to get rid of those. It's Lunar New Year. It's February 8th this year, so it's creeping up on us. It's about 18 days away, and this place is going to be absolutely insane here. Probably just in a few days. People usually come down here a couple of weeks before the New Year, and they stock up on all the goodies. And the reason why people like to come down here too is because there's lots of free giveaways. Lots of people give out samples here of food, so people come and they just eat their way through this market. So this is Dihua Street. Yes, I will be here February 8th. I'll be here right through Lunar New Year. I'm going to be covering a lot of the festivals that happen around Lunar New Year here in Taiwan. So please follow me if you're not already. It'd be great. This is another big stand, a confectionery stand that they're setting up here. They'll have like lots of candies and treats here, and these are just getting set up, and you see the dragons. It's the year of the monkey, by the way. And I love this street. I really love this street. It's so historic. There's some really cool shops here. Oh, thank you so much. And it's just so atmospheric. I mean, it's what you feel you would think Taiwan was like in your head, you know, what you'd want to picture East Asia. It's all right here. So I really love this street. And there's some really interesting shops here. Like I said before, lots of traditional Chinese medicine shops on this street that operate here year-round. And of course, all these stores that you see are here year-round. But these extra stands that they're setting up right now, and you see the ladders and everything going up, this is the special stuff that they sell for Lunar New Year. Yeah, food stalls. Yeah, their food stalls are back there. They'll probably have some more open up. And of course, it's Taiwan, so there'll be lots of illegal food carts that'll move in and out of here as well, because they like to come where the crowds are. And this place is wall-to-wall people in less than a week here. I guarantee it. So when I come back to you next time from here, it's going to look completely different. Lunar New Year is everywhere is February 8th. So that's the first day of the Lunar New Year, the Year of the Monkey. It's somewhat safe. It's safer than some other places, but these scooters that kind of come in and out of here, you got to watch. And I like the cart food, the street food. There's some stuff I don't eat because I don't eat pork and meat, so a lot of the carts like that serve that stuff. But there's some really interesting snacks that they serve here as well that I really like, and some of the dumplings and shuijianbao and some different snacks like that. Fish, Yeah, you'll get the fish, a lot of squid actually. So people eat lots of cuttlefish or fried squid here, or broiled, or so it's that's a very popular thing in food stalls and actually all around Taiwan. And this street just continues on here, but it's so it may seem busy to you, but it is so quiet here right now. So yeah, if you're just joining me, John Sabo, FarEastAdvTravl, Dihua Street. Yeah, you'll love it. Dihua Street, they call it Grocery Street here in Taipei, and very historic. One of the oldest parts of the city, and some beautiful buildings here. And you see all of the lanterns are set up for Lunar New Year, and more and more of these stores are putting out a lot of their special food for, just like, you know, if you're in Christmas and you like to buy at Christmas time, or, you know, regular calendar New Year, if you want to buy some treats and things, same thing. I have no idea. I that's a good question. I don't know how you would. The question was, can you distinguish legal stalls between legal stalls and illegal stalls? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know, unless you ask for a permit or something, and then you probably, you know, you won't be welcomed very well, I'm sure. So there are some sort of fixed food stalls in night markets, and they're kind of like not a restaurant. They're more like a stall, but they're fixed. And of course, those are legal. Those are set up purposely, and they would have a permit. But the carts, it's hard to say. I mean, some places they're allowed, some they're not. But you'll see in some of the districts that if all of a sudden you see them, picking up their cart and moving quickly, it's because the police are coming, and they kind of tell each other and warn each other about that. So you can see these guys are all setting up these awnings here, and it's going to make way for more of the special treats and food that they sell for New Year. So yeah, it's looking kind of quiet. Definitely, I was here the day before New Year last year, and it was absolutely insane. And what time is it right now? It is sorry. It is 12:23. 12:23 in the afternoon. Can't believe I had to walk. I walked down here, and you must be yapping for a while. I must have been talking for a while. Oh, this looks good. I love it. There's juice everywhere here, like lots of oranges and limes and everything is grown on the island here. Lots of tropical fruit from here. Bananas, pineapple. Soursop is in season right now, and it's an interesting fruit. I don't see any around here, but it's green, sort of bumpy green, kind of look like a crocodile on the outside, the skin, and it's you cut it open and these black seeds, and it's a really sweet fruit, and apparently extremely healthy, extremely good for you. Oh, I missed your comment. Sorry if you said something. I didn't push my screen back up after I checked the time. I'm not wearing a watch right now. I'm just going to walk back here again and show you a little bit more. And thanks for joining me on Dihua Street in Taipei. Because I like East Asia. Southeast Asia is great, and it's probably a little bit cheaper, but it does look like a gangster kung fu movie, totally. But people don't bother you here. Like in Southeast Asia, if you're a foreigner, you're always a target for something. If you just hang around expat places, I guess you're cool. But everybody's always asking you, how much your camera costs and things like that. And and there's a little more street level corruption in those places. So this is for me, it's just feels safer and more relaxing. So when I'm not traveling, I want to feel safe and just Like I don't have to worry about stuff like that. So, and that's why I like East Asia and particularly Taiwan. I mean, there's lovely places to stay. I mean, I've met people that live in Thailand that love it, and they swear by it, and they never want to live anywhere else. And you know, there's some benefits to living in Cambodia and Laos and that, but you know, for now I like it here. You know, I don't know if I'll be here forever, but for now I like it. It's a good base, and it's a really interesting culture. And if you come here, you will feel like you're really living in a different country. Yeah, there is a bit of a pollution. The pollution levels are a little bit higher here these days, and it's because of the smog that pollution is being blown in from China. The winds are carrying it in here right now, and that's what I've heard. But a lot of times you'll see these people wearing masks because they're sick and they don't want to pass the germs on. So it's not because they want to catch a cold, it's because they've got a cold and they don't want to pass it on. So when you see somebody with a mask sometimes, or if they're driving, they may just not want to get all the exhaust fumes in. So I get that question asked to me a lot, but I remember I had some friends here last year, and they said, well, is that because they don't want to get sick? And because that's how we kind of think in the West, more like for ourselves, protecting ourselves, but it's a little bit different here. So it's just reversed. But there is the pollution levels have been a little bit higher here lately in northern Taiwan, and the story is that it's a lot of the winds are blowing in a lot of that bad air from the mainland. So that's what's going on here right now. So give me a shout out where you are before I sign off, and I'll say hello. I just uploaded a new podcast. I produce a podcast called FarEastAdvTravl on iTunes. It's a video podcast, and I'm just about to start an audio podcast. Should be out next week with the same name, but an audio version. And the one I just uploaded is on Luang Prabang, Laos. It's a very beautiful place in Southeast Asia, so I hope you check that out. $1,500 US be enough to live on there a month. Yeah, you could probably get by on $1,500 US. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. You'd have to watch your money, but it wouldn't be. You could eat good. You could eat well for $1,500 US. The food here is great. There's lots of food stalls here, and I mean, the food can be cheap here. It can be expensive as well. I've seen in Korea. Yes, are you from Korea? I've seen in the temperatures in Korea. I know it's been dipping below zero there, and you've got the ice rink open in Seoul and everything. I've seen all that, and I know it looks really, really cold. It's supposed to get below 10 here over the next couple of days, and those are going to be the coldest temperatures in northern Taiwan in at least 10 years. So they're going to be record cold temperatures, and 10, and it sounds like, you know, we're a bunch of wusses here. 10 feels like zero everywhere else here because of the dampness, just because of the geography and dampness of Taiwan. So right now I've got a down jacket on and a sweater. I probably got a little bit too much on while I'm walking, but you know, you see people here. A lot of people here are kind of bundled up, and yeah. But I know in Korea right now it's been really cold, and so they're setting up more tables for the stuff that they're selling here for New Year. And I hope you join me again, because this place is just going to be, it's night and day when this place gets going. And this one here, so they're just putting out all the boxes. They put lots of candies and things like that out here. I like the sweet treats in East Asia and Taiwan because they're not too sweet. Oh, thanks, thank you. Well, I'm a broadcaster. I'm a professional broadcaster. I'm a broadcast journalist. So thank you. Check out my podcast. Let me know what you think. If you like it, give me a good review on iTunes. That would be so cool. But thank you. Check out the podcast. See what you do. Yeah, I do. I travel a lot, though. And I just came back a few weeks ago, just before Christmas, from India and Nepal. I had been on the road for a couple of months, gathering content, images. So I was pretty tired when I got back here, so I didn't do a lot when I first got here. This is a really interesting temple I just want to show you, because this is a very famous temple here in Taipei, and people come here to pray if they're single and they want to find a spouse. And they need to write down all the criteria that they are looking for in a spouse. And they come here and they pray. And I have a friend, and his cousin did that, and she, within a year, she met her current husband, and he was everything that she wrote down. So apparently it does work, but this is, no, it's okay. No, it's okay. Thank you. No. It apparently it does work. This is a very, very famous temple here in Taipei, and usually you see lots of women down here. And some guys too. Guys will come down here and pray for a spouse as well. And but I really do love this place. I was down here yesterday, and I don't get down here enough, and it's not far. He's a Tom Brokaw. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, they use the temple. Who needs eHarmony? Exactly. Just use the energy from the universe. It's all out there. The other stuff is just a illusion. But I tell you, I love this part of Taipei because it's so atmospheric. And I was sitting down here. I'm going to show you before I sign off. I'm just going to show you where I was having a coffee and sitting outside yesterday and just soaking in all of the atmosphere here and just thinking, God, I love my life. I love what I do, and I love being in places like this. And it's getting a little busier here. Actually, I'm from Canada, but I will visit. I will come to the U.S. soon. I'm just working. A lot of my followers are in the United States. Most of my followers are in the United States. No more New Year's parties. It's over. And I'm just setting up my audio podcast with Blog Talk Radio. I don't know. They're a very big podcast network based out of New York, and I'm just setting up my audio channel with them right now. I'm really super pumped about that. Why are cars driving through narrow streets? Because it's Taipei. That's just what they do here. You've got to watch yourself on some of these places now. I'm not sure. Eventually, they will have the car traffic cut off here. Canadians and Americans do sound similar, but it depends on which region you're from. So the Midwest region, like a lot of broadcasters, like Tom Brokaw came from the Midwest. Hey, thanks so much, Tim. Thank you. And Johnny Carson was from the West. So the big news networks used to like to hire people from the Midwest because they had kind of a neutral accent. And it's sort of similar to Canadians. And Peter Jennings was a Canadian. And so there many Canadians have gone to work in the United States as broadcasters because we kind of all sound the same. And so I'm just coming back to the entrance here where I started on Dihua Street. And thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You joined me here in Taipei. And I just want to show you where I had a coffee yesterday. Maybe I'll come down here later. And it's this cool little place here with some chairs in the outdoor. And just sit here, have a coffee, soak up the atmosphere. It's the year of the monkey. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon here, and thank you so much for joining me. So check out my website, FarEastAdvTravl.com, or iTunes, FarEastAdvTravl. Thank you so much. Thank you wherever you are in the world. This is John Sabo, FarEastAdvTravl. Xie xie, bye-bye from Taipei.